Hello and welcome to the MHG podcast. As usual, life can be a little bit miserable, life can be a little bit dark, so we're here to bring you as much light and as much joy, especially this week, as possible. I'm Bradley, joined by the ever-luminous Stew. How you doing, Flu?
Flu? That's a new one. New flu, Stu.
New flu?
Yeah.
I don't know. There we go.
It's all right. Kind of like it.
Yeah.
I haven't got the flu, so, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, good. We are technically, as you're listening to this, waking up, I suppose, in a better world.
We hope.
But, well, yeah, I mean, if this was an M. Night Shyamalan movie, then obviously the Tories would be winning. But even they've given up hope. That their whole campaign's now, we've got to stop a supermajority. Please don't make us lose that badly.
Yeah.
Is their whole campaign now. But it will be Tories light. We can hope that it is a slight improvement. Solidarity for marginalised communities, especially the trans community, are going to be shit on no matter what happens as of tonight as we're recording. But yeah, solidarity. Let's hope that we can start trying to live some life in peace. Yeah, I'm not going to go on about the vote because we don't know where it stands at the moment, and we're here to bring some light and some joy, Stu, not work out how miserable life is.
Well, true. Yeah. It's 4th of July in America. I'm recording. But things aren't great there either. So yeah, we'll focus on the positive. Well, games are a massive escape, and
But before we move on to games, you don't do my segues, for fuck's sake. How dare you steal my segues?
Sorry, stepping on you there.
No, I wasn't going to do a hero of the week this week, mainly because terrible news. Coming from the north of England, a young 20-year-old trans woman was stabbed multiple times by 3 teenage boys. Again, you want to see what the hate rhetoric coming from the likes of J.K. Rowling and others who align with her is doing. It's putting extreme ideas into kids' heads, and that's led to a young trans girl being stabbed. We need to stop this happening. We need to preach love. And I just hope she's okay in the long run. But I do want to do a hero of the week this week, and the hero of the week goes to the good half of Twitter, because Sharon Davis, obviously the voice of reason, has taken a break from attacking trans people and instead decide to attack a advertising campaign from a lingerie company that is using female rugby league players to promote their lingerie and also show how buff women, sporty women, strong women can still be beautiful. They can be powerful, they can be sporty, but they can still be beautiful. It's an interesting ad. And she's gone off the deep end. Pun intended, complaining about how it's degrading to women, putting them in lingerie, etc, etc, etc. Proper rant about it. Within about 2 minutes of her rant going up on Twitter, the replies were full of images going, "This you?" of Sharon Davis promoting lingerie. Not just lingerie, what is literally porn-style lingerie. So well done, internet, for calling out hypocrisy within 2 minutes of these embittered twats putting up their grifting think pieces. So hero of the week, of the Ashley James hero of the week, is the good half of Twitter.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. No, I fancy Sharon Davis being. I mean, I suppose I should have predicted it, really. Loads of those sports people from the 80s have turned out to be right-wing grifters, but...
Martina Navratilova is on a Wednesday case. She doesn't understand why the LGBTQ people have turned against her. Well, there's a reason.
Oh, God.
Because, again, you've attacked many of them.
Oh, right.
So, a lot of these 80 sports stars are finding out that, you're like, just your views are a bit ancient. bit ancient, and you're a bunch of hypocrites as well.
Yeah, well, I mean,
As well.
yeah, it's terrible. It's hypocrisy, and the worst thing is, it's where does it come from? Because it's only a very recent thing where people have become really bigoted towards trans people. It's been fueled by the people in power, but for years nobody cared, nobody batted an eyelid. There was no problem with it, and you would think that the people in marginalised communities would be really on the same track and thinking the right way. I don't know. I don't understand it at all.
Money in it. There's money in it. That's the only thing I can think.
I think for a lot of them, yeah, it must be that.
The right-wing grift is, there's money in it. Thankfully, I have morals and make no money whatsoever.
Well, yeah.
Support our podcast. No money whatsoever. In fact, I lose money because that's just how much I like my own voice. I don't like my own voice. I just like talking. Gives me an outlet to talk, Stu.
Yeah. Why not?
Do you know what we can talk about?
What's that?
Video games, Stu.
Ah, yeah, video games.
That's how you segue.
It is. I'm sorry. Obviously, really, really apologetic for stepping on your segues.
Segways aren't for standing on.
Exactly.
Or they are. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to let you go first because I've lost my chain of thought. What have you been playing, Stu?
I've been playing something that I've been sitting on for a while. Not literally, because that'd start hurting, but I've not really pulled the trigger on for a while, and I was always determined to, but I was kind of on the fence. I'll explain why. So, Steam summer sale came up, and this game was comparatively cheap, so I went for it, and it's Dragon Gaiden. And the only reason I hadn't gone for it before, even though, a massive scrolling beat-em-up fan, belt scroll or whatever they want to call them, I wasn't sure because I've never been a big fan of Double Dragon. I always thought it was a bit kind of stuck in the past. I was never even a big fan of it back in the day. I actually played it at the arcades and was like, yeah, it's all right. But not long after that, Renegade and Target Renegade came out on the Specky, and I thought they were better. So if they could be better, why bother with Double Dragon? But anyway, that long story short,
Double Dragon on the Spectrum was awful as well.
Yeah.
That was my very first experience of Double Dragon.
That wouldn't help, would it?
No.
So it was one of those that I want because I heard great things about it, about Double Dragon Gaiden. So I wanted to check it out. Anyway, so I got it, nice and cheap, and I'm like, oh my God, why haven't I got this sooner? Because it's absolutely fantastic. So it's not really a Double Dragon game. It's got the characters and it's got some of their moves, but it just transforms it all so that it's much faster and more dynamic. And it's kind of revolutionized that game series, that IP for me. And what it does so well, and what it does distinct from even like Shredder's Revenge and Streets of Rage 4, which are like the high benchmarks of the last few years, is it's got loads of mechanics from fighting games in it, which is similar to my favourite belt scroller of all time, which is Alien vs Predator. So you've got special moves, obviously, but you've also got juggles, you've got combos, you've got reversals, you've got tech grabs. You've got loads and loads of stuff that has come from the fighting game world instead of the scrolling beat 'em up world, and it works perfectly. And one of the genius things that they do is you unlock like power, like different abilities, and not different abilities, but buffs really as you go along, because you earn coins as you go through the level and you spend them on abilities, and you also earn tokens, and tokens can be used to unlock characters. And it doesn't become a massive grind because of two really clever bits. One, you can control how difficult it is right at the beginning with some sliders, and the tougher you make it for yourself, the more tokens you earn and the more stuff you can unlock. Or you just play it on your normal level and just do it slowly. So if you want to do an ultra grind, you can do it really fast. And secondly, it has you beat a level. There are about, I think, 5 or 6 stages, at least initially. And when you beat it, you can go back to it, and it's bigger. It carries on past the end of the boss that you had met the first time. And the boss comes back with more moves, and there are different mid-bosses. So it adds a lot more kind of depth and sort of longevity to it by doing that as well. So yeah, it's just fantastic. If you like scrolling beat 'em ups, it's superb because, like I say, it's got longevity. It works really well in single player. It's really well balanced. The different characters have got tons of moves and they feel really different from one another, and you look forward to unlocking them. The graphics are great. You know, they keep the style and the standard of the time, but update it. It's a bit of a revelation for me, and it's probably beaten out Shredder's Revenge into second place, or maybe even joint first place with Streets of Rage 4 for the best, scrolling beat 'em up of the decade.
Wow, that's high praise indeed.
Yeah, it really is that good. It really is.
Yeah, because I mean, I know how much you like both of those games, so yeah, that's like me putting something up there with Tetris almost.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I've added it to the wish list because of that. I'm not buying it. That's still too rich for my blood and how much I like these games. So I think if it drops to sort of less than a tenner at some point, I might pick it up. But yeah, it's interesting that it's that good. It looks better than the old Double Dragons, that much for sure.
Yeah, I really love the style. I love what they've done with the characters, and I love the way they've made them individual. And the characters that they've added, I mean, they might not be added. They might be from later games, but I haven't played many of them. But the ones that they've included are really good. As I say, really distinct, and that's what you want. So yeah, got a load of content, and it's tuned to perfection. Yeah, it's one of the best. It really is.
Nice, excellent. So you went back to the 80s and modernised it. Yeah, the 80s. Was it the 80s Double Dragon? It was, weren't it?
80, yeah, it's about 86, I think.
86, yeah, that's about right. I was going to say 88, but yeah, 86 sounds more reasonable. I've gone back to the 90s, the late 90s. I decided to take on what was, I always thought was a point and click, but it's technically not a point and click. It's a first person puzzle adventure game in Riven, which has recently just had a remake as of the end of June, and yeah, it's good. Again, it's one of those, if you've never played Riven, I'm not going to spoil it by saying anything story wise or anything. It's fascinating. And I think I played this a bit in the day, back in the late 90s, but it wouldn't run on my PC particularly well, so I don't think I got much of an experience from it. And this remake, it just looks beautiful for a start. The puzzles and what I really, really like about Riven, and even what I liked about it when I originally played it, is the puzzles are extremely logical there, but require a lot of what's that, sideways thinking. But you've got to not think completely out of the box, but you've got to really consider what you're doing. And yeah, it's I just lost myself in the game. It's, the world is just beautiful. I think I spoke up about like the Talos principle, and how much I really like the world of that, and it was a really good idea and what the Witness did. But going back to Riven, I don't think those can hold a torch to what Riven did, and especially what the remake has done. I think it's been built from the ground up again in a new engine. And it just sucks you in, and even if you do get frustrated with some of the puzzles and stuff like that, you really don't care because it's just in this most amazing world. And if people don't know, it's set in the Mist universe, which again is an amazing game in of itself. But yeah, it's just like It's very much like the puzzles are very much like a 3D point and click. Is what I always thought it was a point and click myself. Is you go in like you're in first person, you might come across this puzzle to do with like a steam chamber type thing or whatever. You've got to open it or get it going, and there's a lot of clicking around to try and get things working. So for me, that's why it becomes a bit point and clicky in places. But then there's a lot of on foot movement. There's a lot of action in there, and it really mixes up genres in a really exciting way. And I just I'm having, because I've not finished it yet, nowhere near finished it, but I'm having the most wonderful time with it, and it's one I'm kind of playing in half-hour to hour blasts, just to relax at the end of an evening. It's one of those games where, yes, it's frustrating and it tests you. And when I use the word frustrating, I don't mean frustrating as in, oh my God, why? It's like, it's that good type of frustrating. But it's also really relaxed. And when you finish it, you're like, oh, that's it now. That's a nice way to finish the evening. I've had my cuppa, I've played a bit of Riven, and now I'm done for the evening. And, it's a fantastic game. It's what is it? I mean, it's 30 quid, and yeah, if this was brand new, if this wasn't a remake, I think you'd be looking at this being like spot on price wise, everything. I'm playing it on Steam Deck, and there's a little bit of slowdown now and again, but on the whole, it plays really, really well, and it's a slow-paced enough game that it doesn't really matter. It's not all about quick reactions and stuff like that. So a little bit of slowdown really doesn't matter. But yeah, it's fantastic. That's all I can say about it. It's an absolutely outstanding game back in the day, and the remake has done it justice.
Cool. Yeah, 2 back-to-back really classics then. So does it add anything? Did you play it back in the day, and does it add anything quality of life wise, or is it broadly the same?
So quality of life, it does feel modern enough. It feels modern. Like, you can play it with a controller, you can play it with mouse and keyboard. I believe it's VR supported as well and everything. And I didn't go into it going, oh, I've got to remember how I played games back in the 90s. So I couldn't tell you what's improved, because I only really played a little bit of it back in 1997, but 1998 at a push. And I said my computer didn't run it very well, so I probably gave up on it quite early. But it feels modern in many, many ways. Now, there might be purists who'll listen to that and go, I don't bloody think so. So I don't know. But for me, it felt just right.
Cool.
It felt like a great homage to the past, but I didn't feel like I was playing a game that's stuck in the past.
Great. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, I think it's funny, isn't it? Because I think it was probably quite far ahead of its time. It was always like Myst and Riven were, it's for the PC heads, and it's just, if you sit there doing spreadsheets all day and then you flip over to this and you're doing roughly the same thing, I think there was that attitude of it back in the day. Whereas now it's like it's become a standard genre, hasn't it? So good to see it's held up.
Yeah, I just realised I don't actually own Myst. I should probably rectify that at some point, because Myst is really good, both from the VR, so right up your street as well.
Yeah, it might be worth me checking them out when they're on sale.
They are.
Yeah, I mean, like, deep discount.
Not that on sale.
Yeah, that's not sale for me, pal.
Yeah, no, it's really good. If you're into puzzle adventures, it's better than The Witness, that's for sure. And less hateful developers. Let's go with yes. Jonathan Blow's a bit. Who knows these days?
Yeah, tricky area.
I don't know about the original developers of Riven either. So we'll leave that there. Give me another game, Stu, if you've got one.
Yeah, we'll talk about it briefly. I've been playing in between sessions on other stuff. Super Video Golf. I can't remember if...
Yes.
Yeah, you've played it, haven't you? But I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast.
I have indeed.
Yeah, we've not talked about it on here, though, have we? So, yeah, I can't remember, have we?
I don't know. I've spoken about it, whether I've spoken about it live on the podcast. But yeah, it's a throwback to the old PGA games, the old PGA games.
Yeah. It's not bad. Yeah, it's all right. It's really tough to kind of. It's kind of difficult when you've got the likes of Everybody's Golf, which is just so good, so much fun, to kind of go to something else. And it really is very PGA. I used to play it on the Mega Drive, I think it was. A long time ago. And yeah, I like it. I like it as a throwback. It's very bare bones, not just visually, but like what's on offer.
Yeah.
It's very simple in the controls, which is always a positive for me as long as they're done well. The only thing that is a bit of a disappointment is I don't know if it's in there or whether I've not found it or whether it's just not in there, but I can't seem to put any kind of hook or slice on the ball. Maybe I'm just doing it badly, but it seems all a little bit kind of straightforward. But for a fun, very, very basic game, and it's already quite cheap even when it's not on sale. Yeah, it's all right, decent time filler, and yeah, I would play more of it. So yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah, no, I the like the golf club games, whatever they become, like they PGA 2K23 and all that. But I like those hyper realistic golf games. But you've really got to go. Well, I'm going to go in for a golfing session today. I'm really on it. I'm going to learn. I've got to make sure I've got my thumb going. I'm making sure I'm getting my proper angles, and you're into it. Everybody's golf even it isn't just pick up and hit the ball. It's you've got to be right. I'm in my everybody's golf mood. And I've missed like the old PJ games where it was you just pick it up, you stick the cartridge in, and you whack a ball in a direction and just try to get to the hole. 3 click swing, perfect. And this is exactly what this is. Aim in the direction, hit the ball. There is nuance to it. You can do nuance through it. I just can't remember how to do it because I've not played it in a bit. But yeah, this is one of those games that is worth just having installed, ready to go, just to pick up and pop on for 20 minutes. Have a bit of fun with it. It's got like proper full-size courses. It's got like a pitch and putt courses in there as well. It's got loads of different things in there. So there's a career mode, there's free play, loads of different bits. It's really, really good. And I believe it works with remote play together. So it's one of those games that supports the offline-online co-op, which is really, really good. Maybe we can give that a go one day, Stu, because that could be cool.
Yeah, we should do. Yeah. I was just thinking, like, what's your favourite kind of golf games of all time? Like, apart from Everybody's Golf, because mine, if it's not Everybody's Golf, which it is, but it would be Neo Turf Masters on the Neo Geo, which is just superb as well.
Golden Tee Golf, the ones that you used to get in the pubs.
Yeah, with the trackball where you have to.
It's the only reason I bought a trackball. When I was going to try and set up my own controller, like drill into my arcade sticks and try and put a trackball in there, literally just so I could play Golden Tee Golf on MAME.
Can't blame you.
And I still want to do that one day. I still want to get that built because there was something about that. Like you could do some proper crazy, like from one direction to the other, like swings to try and get around like the ultimate dog left or dog right. We used to, like, after work, we used to go down to before you realised the guy was scum, but go down to the local Wetherspoons where it had a Golden Tee 3, I think it was in there, right. And we'd play that for like a good few hours. Nice. Because you could get your card for it as well, so you could like track everything. I used to love that. I'd love to see a Golden Tee Golf like make a comeback in with like modern visuals and stuff.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I love the arcadey golf games. They're just superb.
Arcadey sports games are better than Sims sports games.
No, without a doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. Talking of Sims, would you look at that? The Segway game's on.
On point today.
I've picked up in the Steam Summer Sale Train Sim World 4. I've got like Train Sim World, Train Sim World 2 and Train Sim World 3, in case you didn't realise. But you could buy the deluxe pack for like $8.99, $7.99 or something like ridiculously cheap like that anyway. And I already had a bunch of tracks that came with some of the older games as well. So I thought, you know what, let's pick it up. Let's try and get back into it. And I forgot how much being autistic allows you to love trains and train games. I've with Train Sim Well gone in, learned how to drive an underground train again, and done my usual like Bakerloo line that comes with it. But this time I decided to venture further and try some of the other trains rather than just doing that one underground line over and over and over. And you can go, like, I think at the moment I'm doing like Peterborough to like London King's Cross route or something. And what I love about this, you can either just do the route and put it on as you want, but know that there are other trains on the line doing their routes and their timings and everything, or you get various scenarios you can do. There's a guided journey through. You can there's a proper free mode where you can spawn any train onto any line and mess about with it like that. And you can have it as sim as you like, or you can have it sort of like do a lot of stuff automated for you. Heck, you can even just go and sit on a train and just be a passenger if you really want. And it's honestly, it's absolutely brilliant, the level of detail in these games. And it's not just like the in-train stuff, like the consoles on there you get to use. You can either do it like shortcuts on your keyboard or your controller, or you can use like your mouse to actually click stuff and turn it and sort of like turn knobs and push dials and all loads of things like that. And it's fantastic. The outside world, I watched a video the other night of a real train driver playing Train Sim World and doing one of the lines, and they was playing it, and they was looking for their actual spots they would use to know when to slow down and stuff like that, and it's all in the game. Like the actual lines are created faithfully. And some of the stations you go to, like you can walk around the stations and they are faithfully recreated. It's like I saw another one where someone's got like the Fife Circle line in it, and it's like one of the main stations in there's got like working escalators and working lifts and everything. You walk all around. It's like they've replaced like the Starbucks coffee shops with like fake coffee shops, but they're all there where they should be and everything. But it's like the star of the show is the trains, and you can follow their scenarios. You can upload your own scenarios and other people do it, so you can do what other people do. So the game's just got like a creators club in it, and there's just loads you can do. So you got like your British trains, there's German trains, American trains. You could do like people transport, there's cargo transport. It's all mixed, and it's just a joy. It's just escapism that is just brilliant. I'm never going to drive a train in real life, Stu, but it's like, and it's everything from like your modern electric trains to you can even do like old steam trains and stuff like that. And to learn how to drive them is just fascinating. And yeah, I don't know. It's like I'm just really into it. And it's like learning about the trains as well. It doesn't just say, oh, this is a train driving. It actually tries to teach you about the trains and teach you about the routes. And I get why people get so into this stuff. I get why like train spotters love what they do, because there's something fascinating about it. Like, and even the rhythm of it as you're playing it, you just fall into like a trance. On the underground, you're busy because the stops are like no more than a minute or two apart. But when you're going from like Grantham to Peterborough, you've got like a 20-minute journey, and where you'll set your speed, and you're pretty much just right. I'm set at that speed. I've just got to make sure there's no signal change or anything. But you're free just to like have a little look out the window and just relax. And it's just weirdly, you don't get bored. You don't go there and go, oh my God, I've got to sit here for 20 minutes and do not much, because you've got to be ready for signal change and stuff. But you just get so caught up in the moment and the rhythm of it. One thing I've not done, because I've only really been playing it on Steam Deck, so I'm going to play it on the big screen, but on the if you've got like a PlayStation 5 controller or PlayStation 4 and or an Xbox, as you go over like level crossings and things like that, you actually get rumble. So
Nice.
you actually get to feel the rumble of the train as you're going. And obviously the Train Sim World 4 newer DLC has more going on with it, but the old compatible stuff has less going on with it, but still all just works really well. Like you can load it up in Train Sim World 4 and play it. You just lack a bit of the polish or a bit of the new features that are in there, but it's fantastic. I get why people spend hundreds of pounds on these games and why they spend hundreds of hours in these games as well. Between this and Flight Simulator, it's you get to do things you'll never ever get to do in real life. And as someone who's got anxiety, ADHD, and is now too old and blind, to be able to do these things from my sofa on a Steam Deck, slightly worse graphics, don't get me wrong, it's just, yes, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Nice. I mean, do you ever want to get one of the dedicated controllers?
Yeah. I really, really do. I would have gone, if you'd have asked me that a few weeks ago, I'd have gone, nah, don't be stupid. But at the same time, I'm thinking, yeah. But I also want a... if I could afford it and money was no object, I would love a garage with a cockpit in it for flying games, and another one for train games, and another one for giant mechs.
God, yeah.
I would have dedicated rooms or garages for it because, yeah, there's something just... The idea of being able to just pop into a room and just go, right, I'm going to ride a train or fly a plane is just, yeah, there's something cool about that. I don't. It might not be cool to like your Call of Duty crowd or anything, but I'm in my 40s now. I've realised I'm autistic, and it's okay to like trains and planes and cockpits.
Hell yeah!
And buttons.
Yeah, no embarrassment at all. It's excellent. No. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like £6 as well for like the base game. Even though you get like on the base game, you get a couple of lines with it as well, like Peterborough to Doncaster, that's it, not Peterborough to King's Cross. Peterborough to Doncaster comes with like the base game as well, and yeah, that's plenty there alone. It's like 30 odd different scenarios cooked into that one line, but it comes with like a Los Angeles line, the Peterborough line, and there's the S-Bahn Vorarlberg German line as well. So there's it gets like a decent amount of stuff in it, and that's just for the very base version, which is on sale like £6 at the moment. Or you can get a deluxe version that has like the game plus 10 lines added to it. Sort of like £15. It's just amazing what's available.
Marvellous. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So, yeah, even vaguely interested, you should definitely hop on that one. Hop on that train.
Yes. Hey. But I'm going to be writing, I think I'm going to write about what it is about sim games and neurodiversity, because it's always one of the big ones I've always heard from a lot of people. I think like Laura K. Dale spoke about it before, like the danger of some of the train sim games is the amount of DLC and how dangerous it is to those. And I get it, because I've got already like 2 lines that I can't afford at the moment are like £20 a pop, but that comes with like all the routes that are associated with it and the locomotives that go with it, and another one that's on sale, the Isle of Wight line, for about £6. And I'm going, I've not even played all of them yet, but I really want this line, and I really want to try this line because the train looks cool. And so yeah, I get why it's dangerous, but I get why people get so into it. So I'm going to be doing like a bit of an article or even maybe a video essay on all of these at some point in the coming weeks.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah, I'd appreciate knowing, what it is that really sparks the interest and holds the interest as well. Yeah.
What I really want, though, is I just wish I could play Flight Simulator natively on the Steam Deck, because I don't like. I want to buy the DLC and that for Flight Sim, but I don't want to do it knowing that I can't play it properly on the Steam Deck. I can only play it, and I don't mean this as a pun, in the cloud on the Steam Deck. Because you need an internet connection, so like I can't take it out and about. Whereas with Train Sim World, I know this is bad. I actually want to go on the Bakerloo line with the game loaded up and see if I can match exactly getting to the stops when the train gets to the stops and everything.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Just for shits and giggles.
That'd be so cool.
And then I want to go, can you go like proper meta? Can I set it up that I can, in the game, go and sit on the Bakerloo line while loading up the Bakerloo line on an in-game mod version of a Steam Deck and play the Bakerloo line on the Bakerloo line while on the Bakerloo line?
Oh, that's too exhibit, that is. Who's wait?
I know. I probably can't.
No.
But I would love if someone could mod in like a chance of like being able to do like a Game Boy emulator or something like that, so that when you don't be passenger mode on Train Sim World, you can load up like little Game Boy and play some emulated Game Boy games while you're sat on the train. That would be really cool.
That would be cool. Oh,
it would. Get to it, modders.
Yeah, go for it.
But yeah, that's enough about trains for today, because obviously I am autistic, and I could go on for hours and hours about stuff, and they complain about Jehovah's Witnesses because they don't leave you alone.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting segue.
Can I tell you about our late Lord and Saviour, the BR801 Locomotive class? Sure.
Oh, please do. No, actually don't.
And the fact I now know what BR801 class is. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh dear. On that note, I'm not going to talk about trains anymore today, and in general I think it's about time I shut the hell up.
Fair enough. I like that though. It's good reflecting somebody's interest and just hearing how excited they get about something. That's always cool. If you're not the kind of person who enjoys that, then I kind of don't want to know you, because it's like it's just great to have people feel joy about stuff and
anything. Yeah.
And I think
anything safe. I don't want to hear about obviously people having joy for nefarious activities that hurt people. That we don't want to hear about. But yeah, if you've got joy in anything, I don't like pottery, but I would happily listen to someone talk about their love for pottery all day.
Yeah, exactly. It's that interest, it's that specificity, and how deep their knowledge goes. It's just great.
Yeah, oh, definitely, 100%. Hurry up, I've got a train to catch.
That'll definitely do it there. So yeah, as the train leaves the station, hopefully you're all on board and all the kind of metaphors for trains. But
just for the halibut, no, that's the Ron's thing, isn't it? That's fish.
Yeah. So as usual, follow us on all the socials. Make sure you check out all of our content. It's always getting constantly refreshed. And check out the website for all the latest. And look at the YouTube videos. Join us on Discord if you want to chat. And apart from that, until next time, stay safe and stay sane.